Today we're going to talk about the best free Photoshop alternatives that you can use on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so the first alternative you may want to consider is called GIMP. Now GIMP's been around for a long time, as you can see here, and it is the most popular alternative out there and the most widely known Photoshop alternative. Now there'll be a link to everything that I talk about in the description, so you can go down there and see for yourself. But to download GIMP, you just want to click on the download button and then you can directly download the program. Okay, so as we can see, this is the GIMP GUI. Now first impressions about the GIMP GUI is it looks a bit tacky and everything looks kind of a bit cluttered, but we can make it work if we go and edit some of the settings. So if we go to Windows and click single window mode, it's actually going to put it all on one window. Here we can maximize it obviously. Now when we go and open up a file by clicking file and open, it's going to go ahead and open up the file in the center, and now everything's locked together as one unit, so you can edit it as you please. Now one of the main features about Photoshop or any professional editing software is the use of layers, and in GIMP you can do that. You can go ahead and add new layers, and you can add text to your image, and everything is simple to use and it kind of has a Photoshop feel, although you're gonna have to get used to the icons. Obviously you've got your blend tool, your blur tool, your smudge tool. Now obviously you've got all of your tools. You've got your shapes here, your traditional lasso tool or free select tool. You've got your scissors and your zoom tool here, and here are some scale options along with text and the pencil tool, and then here you've got your blend and fill buckets along with your brushes and erasers. And with GIMP you can actually install new brushes too, so that's a plus for the software. It does feel like Photoshop, and you could compare it to one of the lower versions of Photoshop. If you go into filters, there are blur filters and basically filters that you will get into Photoshop. Okay, so the next alternative I'm going to show you is Pixlr. Now Pixlr is actually an online editing program, and I'm going to launch the web app here. And as you can see straight away, it's looking like Photoshop. It's got a Photoshop feel to it, and the interface is actually really nice. Now we're going to click create a new image, and I'm going to set the preset to a YouTube thumbnail, which would be 1280 by 720, and I'm just going to type that in now, and then click OK. And I'm not too sure what's going on here in the right. I don't know why it's not filling up the whole screen. That probably is a browser bug maybe, but anyway, nonetheless it is looking like Photoshop straight off the bat here. And here are our layers down in the right here. We can make new layers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the same file, and as I'm using this I can feel that it is much better than GIMP, and everything just seems to work how it should do. I'm used to Photoshop, and this is a lot like Photoshop in the way it just feels and moves. Now we have things like file, edit, image, layer, adjustments, and more adjustments here. Now I'm going to actually click on the gouache and blur here, and as you can see, when you edit the effect it gives you a preview. Now that's something that GIMP doesn't offer. Here is a little zoom thing up here, so that's handy instead of having a tool on the toolbar. And the basic tools, obviously you can look yourself. There is the type tool, the color picker tool, the free select, the eyedrop tool, smudge, burn, and fill tools. So in my opinion this is a really good contender for Photoshop and would probably be worth looking at over GIMP. Now the very last software that I'm going to show you is Paint.net. Now this is basically the same as Paint, but .NET offers transparency and gives you the options to have multiple layers. So it's very basic, but it does support multi-layers, so the option is there if you need it. Okay, so here is Paint.net, and like usual we're going to open up the same image. Now everything is a little bit different in Paint.net. As you see, your zoom is down here in the bottom right of your screen, and you can add new layers here by clicking on this button. And then we just have basic tools like shapes, free select, zoom, magic wand tools, paint bucket tools, erasers, brushes, very basic stuff. you couldn't really edit photos on this. Now just to round this up in a short summary, my number one go-to program would be Pixlr, and I would use this because one, it's web-based, it feels and looks like Photoshop, and it has the most effects and is easiest to use. Number two, I would pick GIMP. Now GIMP's been around for 20 years and it has shown some stance. It's stayed around for 20 years and a lot of people use it over Photoshop, and a lot of people are using it to this day. If you want to just edit some basic stuff, then go to GIMP. Now obviously that leaves Paint.net at number 3, and Paint.net is just thrown in there to show you that you can use it and it is an option. Now there are more options obviously and more photo editors that you can go and look for, but I would save the hassle and just go and use Pixlr or GIMP. So thanks for watching. If this did help you in any way, please click the like button, and if you enjoyed, please subscribe for more tutorials, and if you want any in-depth walkthroughs on any of the software that I've shown, please tell me in the comments below. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.